Welcome in to the Al Smith Alpha Insurance High School Football Scoreboard Show. Get ready for all the scores and recaps from tonight's games. Let's throw it over to the boys from Northwest Georgia football, Lawrence Morgan and Benton Burge.
Yeah,
hey, welcome. Yeah, go ahead.
You'd think I'd learn by now which intro's which. That was the wrong intro. Anyway, this is the Pickem show, and now we'll start. Go ahead, Lawrence.
That's all right, man. You got to see our guy Al Smith right there.
Oh yeah.
So big shout out to him, man, for supporting the program the last few years, and you can join us Friday night, man. Benton will be on here for sure. Friday night with all the scores and highlights, and special Week 10 early afternoon edition of the Pickem show.
Yeah, man, we're trying to get our lives on synced up so we can get to you.
All right, man. We'll start right from the top. Like I said, it's hard to pick some upsets this time of year, man, because most time the computer's got it figured out. But I've got 3 of them this week.
Oh man, I'm struggling to get one, and you got 3.
I'm probably going 0 for 3, but I got 3 of them waiting. We'll start out East Coweta at Carrollton. Carrollton, a 35-point favorite.
I thought you were saying you was going to start out picking East Coweta. No, thank you. I like Carrollton pretty easily in this one.
Yeah, I like Carrollton here. They're got a big matchup with Douglas County coming up in a couple of weeks. I don't see anybody stopping them until then, if then. North Paulden at Wheeler. North Paulden is a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, on the road, this could be a very interesting game here against Wheeler, but I'm going to stick with the Wolfpack. I like the Wolfpack, and I think they might cover the 3. I think more than 3.
Yeah, this is an important game for playoff positioning. The winner is probably the 3 seed at worst in that region. I like North Paulden on the road. I heard through the grapevine that North Paulden is 100% healthy for the first time since early in the season. So, Campbell at Paulding County. Campbell is a 17-point favorite.
You know, I really don't know who the Campbell mascot is, but is it the Camels?
Possibly.
Because I know there's a Campbell College, and I'm pretty sure they're the Camels. But anyway, I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to take them by less than 17, but I think they beat Paulding County on the road.
Campbell's a big favorite here, but I got to looking at the region. Huge game for Paulding County. This is their Super Bowl / state championship / playoff game. If Paulding County can pull this one out, they're likely the 4 seed and heading to the postseason. So for no other reason than that, that's my upset pick of the week, man. I'm gonna ride with Paulding County right here, and hopefully they can get it done. 17-point underdogs at home.
I like it.
Kennesaw Mountain at East Paulding. East Paulding is a 28-point favorite.
Yeah, I think East Paulding is too much here. They'll win this one going away.
Yeah, I like East Paulding. They're looking at 3 seed right now in that region. Got a big game coming up with Billerica, I think, in a couple of weeks. I'm going with the Raiders.
The Raiders.
South Paulding at the Rome Wolves. Rome is a 35-point favorite.
And they should be. I think Rome puts another good one together and wins this one going away as well.
Yeah, I like the Wolves here. Big matchup with New Manchester coming up. I think possibly next Friday night, which looks to be the region championship. Central, Red Hot Lions, man, on the road at Harris County. Central, a 35-point favorite.
Yeah, and I think the computers are right on it again. I think Central wins this one going away.
Yeah, I'll go with Eric there. 42-7 sounds about right. Scott, our stat guy, he's been putting together all the brackets this week, the projected brackets, based on Cal Prep's future predictions. Central right now looking pretty good. I mean, obviously going to get the 1 seed in that region. How about their second round matchup? Benedictine. Nobody wants to see them second round. But you got to beat everybody, right?
Yeah, you got to beat everybody.
The camera's flipping around, so if you guys see me sideways, that's what happened. I don't
Oh,
know
I,
what's going on.
I can handle
All
that.
right.
Here we go.
All right. Hiram at Altoona. Hiram is a 1-point favorite.
Let's see here. Hiram's tails, Altoona's heads. I'm going to take Hiram in this game on the road at Altoona. I think it's going to be a battle. I think Altoona's improved. Give me Hiram in a close one.
Yeah, this is a huge game in that region, man. Hiram looking at the 3 seed. If they win this, they're pretty much locked into the playoffs. Altoona, man, this is their playoff game. They have to win this game to make the playoffs, in my opinion. They lost that tiebreaker with Dalton.
So that leads me to believe you're picking.
I'm going to pick Hiram in this one.
Okay.
I'm going with the Hornets, man. I think Coach Scott's done a great job with the Hornets down there. I think it's going to be a 1-point game for sure. Knock down, drag out. But yeah, I'm rolling with Hiram.
Gotcha.
Cedartown on the road at Cartersville. Cartersville, a 35-point favorite.
Yeah, the schedule makers tried when they scheduled this one, but not so much. Cartersville's going to win this one fairly easy.
Man, how impressive was Cartersville last weekend? 41-7 after the first quarter versus Altoona. Man, 41 points in the first quarter against anybody is impressive. But yeah, I'm going with the Canes here. I think the Canes win by whatever they want to win by. Could be 14. It could be 55. Just depends on what they feel like on the evening. Another important game in 7-4A. Cass at Dalton. Cass is a 15-point favorite.
There's something about this. Man, something about this Dalton team ability to score points has had me kind of mesmerized about them. I almost wanted to pick Dalton in the upset here, but I wised up a little bit because I know Cass has a lot of talent as well. So I'm going to go with Cass. And I think this could be a high scoring affair, but Cass gets a win.
Yeah, Dalton's one of those teams every week you just want to pick, man, just because they're scoring so many points. Every game I've seen them in this year, I'm like, man, I think they might be able to hang with North Oconee. But yeah, Cass is quiet. I was telling somebody earlier this week, man, Cass has got to be the quietest team this season so far. They're sitting ranked 12th, I think, in Cal Preps. Only lost 2 games to LaGrange and Cartersville. And I got to looking too, man. They are on track to host the first playoff game at Cass in 42 years.
Huge.
And I'm going to go with the Colonels here at Dalton.
I like it.
Southeast Whitfield coming off that huge win last week at Woodland. Woodland is a 29-point favorite.
Yeah, I don't know about the 29, but I do think Woodland is a slightly better team here. I'll take Woodland by 20. Let's say that.
Yeah, I know Woodland's coming in 0-7, man, but they've had a tough schedule. A talented young team. I think they'll be real good in 2026. I know Southeast Whitfield put up a ton of points last Friday night. I think it's going to be closer than 29. I'm going to go Woodland by 14. Chastity on the road at Dawson County. Chastity, a 8-point favorite.
Man, these games here are tough because I don't see a lot of these teams. We've picked Dawson's games a good bit this year. It seems like I've kind of been snake bitten with picking Dawson, so I'm going to go Chastity in a close one.
Yeah, I have to agree. I was kind of surprised last week when Dawson dropped that game at White County.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Chastity here. Huge game, man. Probably the game of the week. Lumpkin County at North Hall. Lumpkin's been hot lately. North Hall, a 19-point favorite.
Yeah, both of these teams got good talent. I like what North Hall has. I think I think at North Hall means a little bit. I think it's going to be a close game, not far off of what Eric says. I think it's probably less than 19, but North Hall gets the win.
Yeah, I know. With the current Georgia high school power rankings, North Hall holds the #1 overall seed right now in 3A. Like I said, tough place to play there at the Brickyard. Lumpkin County with Nolan Matthews, man, he's been on fire this year. Second leading rusher in our area. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go North Hall closer than 19. Pickens on the road at Johnson. Pickens is 35-point favorite.
Yeah, I think Pickens is at least 4 touchdowns better than Johnson. I'll take Pickens to win this one.
Yeah, this is a good week to get healthy. Johnson's struggling this year. Pickens by 35. GAC at White County, man. White County, our upset team of the week last week. GAC 22-point favorites.
Yeah, I don't see it being 2 weeks in a row. I think GAC gets the win, although it could be closer than the 22, but I'd take GAC in this one.
Yeah, I like GAC here. Down to 7 AAA. Still got a few things to work out here, but Northwest Whitfield, 3 touchdown favorites at Adairsville.
I think that's about right. I think Northwest, if they get hot like they've done in previous games, could push it over that. You know what? I'm talking myself into it. I like Northwest by more than 21 in this one.
Yeah, I know they got off to a slow start last week against Calhoun, but they played well, the final half. I don't think that hurt their confidence any. Northwest Whitfield pretty much locked into that 2 seed in 7 AAA. Adairsville, a couple wins over the last 2 weeks. They look a lot better than they did earlier in the season. I like Northwest Whitfield here by the 21. Gilmer at Calhoun. Calhoun, a 29-point favorite.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets are pretty talented. Nobody's overlooking them this year. It'll be a tough road in the playoffs, but I like Calhoun to win this one. Tough place to play at the Reeve. I think it's probably by 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I like Calhoun here by the 29. Heritage, 16-point favorites at Lafayette.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to show up here. That's kind of one of the things, Heritage. I've seen games where, they took, Gordon Lee to the brink, thought they were going to beat them. Lafayette's kind of been up and down. There goes Eric picking Lafayette, which is fitting. But I know it's at Lafayette, and they'll be loud and proud because they've had a much better year than most expected. I think Heritage has got enough to beat Lafayette here in region play. I'll take Heritage, and probably by around the 2 touchdown mark, 14.
Yeah, I like Heritage here. They have a lot of playmakers on offense. Score quick, score fast. It's not really the style that Lafayette has. I like Heritage here by 16. We got another one for Lafayette here.
Yeah.
That's 2 for Lafayette. 28-24 Lafayette. Coahulla Creek at Union County. Union County, a 1-point favorite.
Yeah, I think the trip to Union, it's not quite freezing cold yet, but it's going to be definitely chillier than what it's been being. I like Union County. Coahulla Creek has improved as the year went on, but I think Union at home, I'll give them the edge. This is a coin flip game, but I'm going to take Union at home.
Yeah, I know this is a sports show, not a weather show, but get out tomorrow night, man. Enjoy that Friday night weather because I got to looking at the map. Next Friday night, cold. I think it's supposed to be in the 40s next Friday night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Man, I've been really impressed what Coahulla Creek's done over the last 2 weeks. They played the LFO pretty tight for 3 quarters. Big game last Friday night. I think they're feeling it right now. A long bus ride, but I'm going with the Colts to pull the upset up there in Union County. Rockmart, only 11-point favorites at LFO.
Yeah, I think that leads to LFO's ability to move the ball through the air. I'm just concerned that the LFO defense is not going to be able to stop Rockmart. Maybe slow them down a little. Earlier in the year we saw Rockmart and Ringo go toe to toe. I really think Rockmart is slightly the better team here, and I'll take Rockmart by about 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Austin's letting them fly tonight, man. He's feeling it. This early afternoon Pickem show, man. He's throwing out the upsets just like Eric over there. But man, I think Rockmart's hitting on all cylinders right now. We saw him against Bremen in the preseason. They got that 1-2-3 punch out of the backfield, man. That's tough to stop for 4 quarters. Quarterback's been playing really well, man, getting better every week. I like Rockmart here. I think Rockmart wins and covers the 11. North Cobb Christian at North Murray. North Murray, a big 31-point favorite.
Yeah, I think it's for good reason. I think North Murray's got a good squad. I think North Murray wins this one fairly easy against North Cobb Christian at home.
Yeah, I saw the Mountaineers are the number 1 ranked team in the 2A power rankings right now. I think they get it done at home versus North Cobb Christian. So Norville at Ringgold, man, this is an important game in that region. The winner, likely the 4 seed, gets the automatic berth in the playoffs. I think the loser still gets in based on power rankings because these teams are all in the top 10 in the 2A power rankings. Ringgold, 8-point favorite at home.
Yeah, I think at home, Ringo gets it done. I think it'll be a close game, indicative of the spread here. I like Ringo at about touchdown favorite.
Yeah, I'm not sure about you, man, but I feel like every week I see Ringgold, they're playing somebody tough. I don't remember a cupcake on their schedule at all, man, over the last 6 weeks. It's
Well,
been
that
like
could
Rockmart, North
benefit
Murray.
you. That could benefit you, or it could hurt you.
Yeah. I hear they're healthier than they have been. I'm gonna go Ringgold here at home. 8 sounds about right. Let's see what Austin says here. Austin's got Snorville with the upset, high scoring game. Hard to tell. Last upset of the week. He's feeling it. Heard County at Bremen. Heard County, a 20-point favorite.
Talk about feeling it. Yeah, I think. Don't get me wrong. I think Bremen has a very good team, and we've watched them play. We've also seen the Herd Bowden matchup. I think Herd wins this game by a couple of scores. I think Bremen will be tough at home, but I think Herd wins this one by 17.
Yeah, I think that Bremen defense is pretty tough, man. We saw them down there versus Rockmart preseason. Tough place to play. Man, I like Heard County. I don't think they cover the 20. Darlington at Model. Darlington, a 5-point favorite.
Yeah, I tell you what, I went back and forth on this game because I've seen a little bit on both teams. It's always tough to go to Model. Model's young. Darlington's not been the same Darlington they used to be. I'm going to use this one as my upset special of the week. I think Model is going to get it done and pull the 5-point upset over Darlington.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Blue Devils also, man. I like Coach Honeycutt's defense, especially at home. I think it's gonna be a knockdown, drag out kind of game. I'm gonna go Blue Devils, man. My third upset of the week there. I'm starting to sound like Eric. Haralson County at Pepperell. Huge game in that 6A D1. Pepperell is a 1-point favorite.
Man, I don't know the answer to this riddle here. I'll tell you what I'm going to give you. Pepperell, most likely, I would say probably has been one of the hottest teams lately in Northwest Georgia. Conversely, Haralson County has been a huge bright spot. Coming into the year, me and you both would have never said that we would look at Haralson the way we do. That's why there's only a 1-point spread here. But at Pepperell, I think the cannon fires just one too many times, and Pepperell gets a close win.
Yeah, Scott had posted a little thing not too long ago, a couple hours ago. The biggest turnaround team so far with 3 weeks left to play. Haralson County
Easy.
has already exceeded last year's win total by 5. They still got 3 games to go.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, a tough defense. They can score some points when they have to. Man, this is tough. I'm trying to decide right here. I'm trying to talk myself into it one way or another.
I'm telling you, man, it's probably the toughest one I've had to pick all year. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm rambling, man, because I'm thinking. Pepperell at home, experienced quarterback. I'm gonna go Pepperell by 1 in overtime.
All right.
Fannin on the road at Armurchie. Fannin a 35-point favorite.
I'll take Fannin in this one. Probably pull away.
Yeah, I got to looking at that 7A D1. You know that there's 2 teams in 7A D1 that if they win out, they're the champions. One, Gordon Lee, obviously.
Yeah.
Fannin, man. Fannin still has a region in front of them. Even with the loss to Chattooga, if they can knock off Christian Heritage, Gordon Lee, and Armurchie over this last 3 weeks, they're the champs.
I'm almost certain that maybe every team but possibly Armurchie could still get in the playoffs if they won out.
Yep.
And I'm not even sure that Armurchie wouldn't sneak in there if they won out with the wins that Fannin's had. So, yeah, very interesting. Going to be a very interesting playoff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Fannin here. I think Fannin gets it done.
Yeah.
Coosa at Dade County. This is a big game in 7A D1. Probably the game of the week in that region. Dade County, a 6-point favorite.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dade here. I think Dade has enough defense to get it done. They'll score enough points. Coosa athletically may have 1 or 2 more athletes, but I think Dade is going to find a way to box them up, and Dade gets a close win, single score win. 21, I don't know, 21-12.
Yeah, the only thing that had me thinking about picking against Dade was last time Dade played a passing quarterback in this region, for Christian Heritage. He threw for a ton of yards. I think
yeah, but he's threw for a ton against everybody.
Yeah. I think Cannon out there at Coosa, man, I think he can light it up. He's possibly the second best passing quarterback in 7A. I like Dade at home, though. I think Dade's defense is tough. It's tough to play up there at Magic Morgan. Dade County's still looking for that 4 spot, man. If they can win this game, beat Chattooga next week, it'll set up a game against Gordon Central for the 4 spot.
Yeah.
I'll take Jeff Post in Dade County. Trine on the road at Greenville. Trine is 11-point favorite.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Trine will be with or without the quarterback. That really makes a big difference in their offense. Either way, I'm going to pick Trine in a close one. If they have the quarterback, I think it could be 2 scores. Without him, it could be down to the wire. So I'll still take Trine either way.
Yeah, I know Trine's still looking at that the playoff spot. If they can win this game, they're guaranteed the 3 spot. If they lose, I'm not sure how that works out with the tiebreaker with them and Manchester and Greenville. Long bus ride. I know Greenville has a back that's top 10 in the state. He's averaging about 190 yards a game, carrying the ball about 30 times. They're gonna have to stop him. I like Trine though. Trine on the road. Gordon Lee at Gordon Central. Gordon Lee, a 22-point favorite.
Yeah, I like Gordon Lee to cover in this one. I think just a little bit too multiple. I like what they have. too much for Gordon Central. I think they cover the 22.
Yeah, I like Gordon Lee here. I like this little post here, huh? From Silver Creek SXS, 35-0 Pepperell, man. Not even going to be close. I tell you what, if Pepperell comes out and wins that game 35-0 tomorrow night, that would definitely turn some heads.
I'm going to tell you right now, if Pepperell is not winning that game 35-0, they may win the game and they may win it by 2 or 3 scores. But I'm telling you right now, it will not be 35-0. Might be 36-0, but it won't be 35. No, I don't think they beat Haralson 35-0. Too much grit in that Haralson County team.
All right, man. Not sure what's going on with this camera, but we appreciate everybody joining. We'll be back tomorrow night for the scoreboard show. Get out tomorrow night and watch a game, man.
Yeah, get out and watch a game. It's going to be decent weather, like you said.
Yeah.
We here at Northwest Georgia Football would like to thank you for watching. Please join us again soon.